So study plan is all very individual, but I suggest some points for you. You can look at it. So your study plan should have something like this. You should set a goal. Definitely you have to set a goal. By putting down you want to pass AFM, it's no good. It's just like you want to have a goal and say that I want to be the rich man. I want to be a wealthy man. That's no good. If you want to be a rich man, somebody come to you and say that you go and sell insurance, or you go and sell this one here, you're going to sell this one here, you'll become very rich. So one person come to you, say sell insurance is good. Then he'll show you all the salary and so on there. You get very interested because you only want to get more money. You want to be wealthy only. Okay, you may make it, you may not make it. But then another person come and say that let's open a restaurant, you can make so much money and so on. And you also interested, and then you also go into restaurant. Insurance cannot work, I go into restaurant. This also say can make a lot of money. And then you go to another one, come and invite you to go invest in this and that. That's no good because you're not focused. Now, same thing here, you say very general, I want to pass AFM, that's no good. You must come up with the marks. Oh, then you say, oh, why don't I put a 50 marks? No, that's no good. 50 marks is very risky because when you say a 50 marks there, your effort only go into the 50 marks. What if you 5 marks less? When you go to exam hall, then you got 45. The lowest I can think, of course, is to set, all depends on how much time you have, how much interest you have in AFM and so on. I can tell you that this subject is the most interesting subject in the whole of ACCA. That I can bet. The most interesting one, and you can say that the most useful one when you graduate from your ACCA. Right? I would say that the lowest one you should say should be at least a 55 marks. So you have to be very specific. I want to be a wealthy man, and I want to be in the computer science. And you narrow down again to the IT, this part, and so on there, in the artificial intelligence, you must be very specific. So pass AFM, that's no good. If I were you, I probably may set maybe a 65 marks, a 75 marks, and so on there. Let's say 65 marks. So it must be very specific. You should do it immediately because you will forget. And after you put down marks that you want to achieve, 70 marks, 80 marks, 60 marks, 67 marks, whatever, put it on your bedside. Put it in your wallet to remind you so that you are focused. Every day look at it. Automatically, you will able to have the energy when you're down or you forget because there are a lot of distractions. Or sometimes your friend message you, go for a drink. Okay, sometimes say go for a movie, girlfriend, boyfriend, or your children and so on there. You lose the focus. Put it down. That's very important. Just suffer a little bit on it, which you have to. Okay, I put the marks there. I want to pass AFM with this marks here. Put on the bedside. Before you sleep, look at it. You wake up, you look at it. When you're free, you look at it, or you put in your wallet to remind yourself, I have this marks here. Don't worry how you're going to get this marks here. Because somehow your mind will process, you go into the subconscious. And then somehow you have the direction. Because our mind, if you don't have a goal, you go over. Okay, you lose the focus. Any problem comes in, you lose focus, I'm not going to study and so on there. But when you put the marks there, day and night, you look at it there, your mind basically will process it. You will find time, find the energy, find the focus, you go and study. You may want to study late at night or early in the morning, up to you. I don't know what's your habit there. Okay, so of course this marks here also subject to your time. I must be reasonable. It must also be achievable. It all depends on, is it one subject you're taking or two subjects you're taking or one subject you're taking, then you got one girlfriend to take care of, or one children to take care of and so on. All right, I leave that to you. But like I said, that you have to be very specific and keep reminding yourself. At a place, you can put a mirror and look at it. Second suggestion is after you determine this one here, let's say now until your June exam, you have 100 days to go, 100 days ago. I would say that 100 days every day to study is not logical, not reasonable. I would say that 100 days to go, a very good one may be you allocate yourself 50 days, half of it. So example, it will be 50%. Half will be very good. And maybe you also allocate maybe another 20 days, 20%, in case you fall sick in that 50 days. So give you some kind of flexibility. So you're talking about around allocate about 70 days. 20 days is backup. So your study time basically is 50 days. 50 days, maybe you want to allocate, maybe you have 2 hours or 1 hour or whatever. Creating a habit is important, especially for the first 10 days and so on. If you every day are able to sit there for 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, and so on, you are there. You are there. So it very much depends. I put down there your workload in the company, your family commitment, the number of subjects you're taking, and so on. And after that, you should on your study. So you can have your self-study, then you go and buy textbook and study on your own. Some of you can study on your own. Some subject you actually can study on your own, I believe. Even like accounting, you can study on your own. Even SBR, there are so many things you can study. But with the help of a lecturer, will be much faster. For AFM, unless in your university you have studied financial management, 4th year, 3rd year, 4th year, maybe you can self-study, but it is still not enough. Have a classroom online or whatever sort of that help you are needed, and that helps. So online classroom or combination and so on. That you make the choice there. I make the choice there. Online has its advantage, and then of course you have live Zoom. Classroom has advantage, and of course you also get disadvantage. All right, classroom sometimes you work too tired that you may not be able to go, and then you don't go one class, then you go to the second class and so on. All right, unless the classroom also provide you with a live Zoom or a live video and so on. The last one is when you study the subject, concept very important. Concept very important, and you must retain this concept here. My suggestion is draw mind maps based on your understanding. Of course, if you want a fast one, of course, just have a ready one. Draw mind maps. So like I said, that just now I say risk management, and then you have investment appraisal. Let me just show you my mind map. For your investment appraisal, I put it in this mind map here. Investment appraiser, just now I say NPV, cost of capital, and then you have APV if gearing change. And then you have the cash flow format. This is a format here. And there are two formats. The recommended one is cash flow format, discount cost of capital. And then you have this is a profit format. Of course, at the end, you must still get back to the cash flow there. So you have these two formats. You have to know in the exam, this one much faster. And then you apply to foreign investment. How do you handle? All cash flow in foreign currency, you must convert back to your home currency. And then you discount using the home cost of capital. This is what I call you gather the concept, gather the information. Then you can recall every time got this type of question, come back to the mind map. Every time got this one here, come back to the mind map. So you form picture in your mind. Form picture in your mind. So you go to the exam hall, I straight away are able to identify which format I'm going to follow. You'll be very fast, And then you have to handle inflation, your nominal cash flow, and these are the steps for the APV and so on. So you have almost everything in this mind map here. I'll show you another one. That is just I talk about the merger acquisition. So we are talking about the valuation. So you have 6 methods here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of them, it is this black score option pricing model. And then you have a lot of cash flow, which when you use a spreadsheet, it becomes very convenient. So you have this cash flow methods here. So you have 6 methods, and then you have also discussion, rules, synergy, payment methods, and so on. They will be put in here. Everything discussed, put in here. So you have the synergy, Okay, you have the rules, the code on the takeover, and what are the defenses you may have. And this is a financing or the payment method just I talked about. You pay them cash, you give them share, or a mixture, all put together. So that anytime in exam you have to use free cash flow method, I know immediately in my mind, I zoom in, I know I have this formula here. And also put down the definition here. And also you have to handle this called a terminal value. This is a growth, and then push it back here. And this is called terminal value. So very fast, we can gather all those things. So when you do your own study, if you can come up with your own mind map. Of course, if you come to class, these are all explained to you. I give it to you all also no use, because I have to explain to you logically how I put down those mind map. And after you know the concept, you practice. My suggestion is paper-based first. Strengthen your concept first. Strengthen your concept. Okay, use paper and come up with the working, the answer, and so on. After you have strengthened the concept already, then you must practice with the CBE platform. In the CBE, you can save for offline. So anytime you don't have to go to internet, you can just click on the CBE platform there. You'll be having those copies there for all the years they put it down. All the years put down. And lastly, if you can come up with a format for your, especially for a calculation. So this is what I can tell you.